Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton for EMS Now. I'm here at Nepcon Shanghai and I've gathered together a group of CEOs and presidents from companies in Germany to talk about German engineering. I've had a sense for some time that German engineering within products here in Asia gives particularly the contract manufacturers a real sense of pride, something they can use. I want to start by asking each of you what German engineering means to you and what you think it means to your customers. I'm going to start with Volker from Viscom. Volker.
Well, actually, a good sign that it means a lot for ourselves is that we develop and produce in Germany exclusively. Our machines come from Germany and come exclusively from Germany. And actually, this is quite honored by our customers over here because they experience a good quality not only in the machinery itself, but also in the overall behavior and the adaptiveness to their needs. That's the point of engineering we do more or less to the customer itself, and that is very honored by the gentleman over here.
Okay. And from your point of view?
Well, in our case, I can first of all just underline what Volker said, but for us it depends a little bit on the type of product. Well, we have high-end products, high-performing products, no doubt. German engineering stands for reliability, productivity, efficiency, right? But we have other commodity products. In this case, it's more important that the German engineering standards are, manufactured at a place that we can be finally competitive. So it's regardless where we build the German machine, the expectation is the German quality behind. So that is our experience. And from a customer perspective, well, the expectation is very clear, added values. Yeah. That's what they want from us, and that is what we, on the other hand, need from a sales side to justify the price gaps that we have, for example, to local competitors. That's our position.
And I guess, Gunther, that's the balance of manufactured in Germany as opposed to engineered in Germany. It's really the engineering, the research and development that's perhaps adding the value.
I also can add that German engineering is very important to us. Even now being part of an Asian company, it's still very important to us because it's innovation, it's innovative technology, it's good quality, and it's really appreciated in the world. And yes, you cannot just say I do German engineering and develop some products and they will work all over in the world. You have to understand the regional markets, the local markets, to really then build the right products based on German engineering, but maybe produced in Asia. When you sell it in Asia, it also makes sense to produce it in Asia, do not have a lot of logistic costs. So within a global company, you should take advantage of German engineering and you should build on it, but you also need to consider the other factors.
Yeah, and I think one of the other factors we see here in terms of manufacturing is a very fast, ambitious, agile manufacturing base. When I talk to contract manufacturers particularly, but actually I was at an OEM on Monday, they were saying that when they speak to their customer base, the fact that they have German equipment plays very well, adds value to them. Is that something you've experienced?
Well, no doubt. I mean, using German equipment increases competitiveness, no doubts. Well, this is like I don't want to say it in an arrogant way, it's somehow a green card. Well, you're on a checklist, you get evaluated, and they look around, what kind of equipment is it? Okay, we know that. That means good. So that is for sure a plus. And I know a lot of subcons, they are promoting that also. I mean, they're marketing that. Try to differentiate them from others, absolutely. And as, let's say, as closer they are to high-end products, automotive industry, as more they utilize actually their German production equipment as a sales point.
And I guess, Volker, from a standpoint of being a German manufacturer, but also being a global company that supports people locally, your local support has to be the same quality in Shanghai as it is in Stuttgart, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Even better than in Shanghai than in Stuttgart because we have more customers over here. Okay. So, at least as in Stuttgart. But in the end, it's a matter of the relationship to the customers. We see a lot of positive echo to our German production products in the manufacturing over here, as we design a lot of features, engineer a lot of features which are worth for production and for process, and which are not only chic. So it's a benefit to the customer to utilize the German engineering to sell their products to the customer, and that's what is well accepted by them.
Yeah, and you mentioned manufacturing in China. Obviously, there's competition here with lower cost equipment. What do you have to do to keep ahead of them? Is it all about coming out with the next product? Is it about development?
Well, it's what Mr. Lauber said. First of all, German engineering stands also for innovation. Well, we need approximately 2 to 3 years lead. That's how it is.
Yeah.
If we like it, if we don't like it, with patents, without patents, sooner or later some will follow. Well, and in that time actually we have to work on the next innovation. And let me add one more thing. I mean, German engineering. Well, the market here changes very quickly, and as closer you are with your big boys, with the big companies, as more they expect from your side highly innovative product in a very short development period. So in German engineering means also that you bring a new developed machine, an innovative thing, with a high quality and high functionality on the market,
right.
And with a very short learning curve, or let's say with a, that means we see a lot of competitors trying, to follow us in that way, and that is their weakest point. Well, they have it.
Yeah.
It looks like, but it doesn't perform like.
It doesn't perform in the same way.
Yeah.
And performance is ultimately important, I guess, because as we see contract manufacturers here start to behave more like contract manufacturers everywhere else, more product change, higher mix, lower volumes, perhaps more complicated manufacturing. You as engineering companies, as development companies, have to help them to do that, help them to move through in terms of process enablement.
Absolutely. I think China is now getting in the second stage of development in regards of putting production site in. In the beginning it was just put high volume sites in and put a lot of people and run the lines and don't worry about how many people you have at the line. This is changing now because the product portfolio of their customers is also changing. That's a lot of more customization in the product. So you have to do a lot of changeovers, you have to control the process, and to do this you need more automation. And this is what they are also doing now. And there again, we as a German company can help there because we understand the process with the German engineering. Providing innovative solutions also for the process will help definitely.
Yeah.
And the wages are increasing, so you have to reduce the amount of people at the lines.
Yeah,
it's
so
a must.
become more lean, they have to apply the lessons they've been learning as well. One more question. In terms of benefiting from brand, do you think you as German engineers have benefited from other German brands? I look, for example, in California, I was in Silicon Valley. Successful people in Silicon Valley drive Porsche, Mercedes, BMW. Do you think those kind of well-engineered brands have reflected on your perception elsewhere?
Sure. The image to the public is transferred by mass products, which are like cars or whatever it is. Yeah? But in the end, in practice, when you go to our customers, they have the idea to use German equipment by those ideas, but they learn from their practice experience with the equipment, and so it emphasizes each other with the German brands and the German machinery. So the engineering is important for the customer, but he goes there because he knows about the mass products.
Okay, so one quick question to wrap up for all of you, and it's really a simple question, and predominantly the question's why. Why is German engineering, let's keep it simple, why is German engineering better? Is it the education system, the apprenticeship system? What is it in the way engineers are brought through in Germany that does that? Because it doesn't happen in France, Italy, the UK, other parts of Europe.
Well, basically I could answer your question actually with your question. You're right. The education system, absolutely. That is something people learn it even at school. Yeah. Learn with materials, then all these things, for each individual, no matter what profession you're going to learn, you work in a company, which is very important. It's a very balanced theoretical and practical orientation, not only on university level, even after middle school. Definitely, people get a sense what quality means. This is one part of it. Another thing is maybe even the culture in our companies, that we try to keep people long in our company. Experience has a big meaning for engineering, and we don't have those hire and fire concept, luckily also by By law, finally, the German government gives companies the opportunity, to keep the people, like with short labor, for example, to keep labor, to keep the high quality people in the company in bad times.
Yeah.
And as soon if business picks up, we still have those people on board.
Yeah.
That is, in my opinion, another reason.
Yeah.
And last not least, it's our own behave, the way how we do, the way how we go shopping at the end of the day is setting the standards.
Yeah.
You
buy German engineered products.
Yeah.
And Volker, from your point of view, you think government has a role to play in this?
Well, government is part of the whole story, but I think you would more say society in terms of the issues we heard already, which is very important is the educational system. From my point of view, it's really a fundamental thing which is important for German engineering quality. I think people are educated in this philosophy of quality, as you said, and that's essential.
And you guys working with academia to make sure they're teaching the right
Exactly,
things.
yes. Yeah.
Lastly, from your point of view, Gunther, do you think Germany values engineers more than perhaps other cultures do, and that's why we don't necessarily promote people out of engineering, we can promote people within engineering?
I don't know whether Germany values it more. I think it's a history in Germany that engineering is a good education you can do, and you can make money afterwards, and it's supported by the whole culture, the whole infrastructure and everything. It's not just that you get forced to do this, people like to do this. And in other countries, maybe sometimes it's not so supported, and that's why people don't go in this direction, want to make money in other things.
Yeah.
And at the end, our customers have to decide whether German engineering is a value to them or not, by us providing innovative solutions where they then say, okay, this brings so much value to me, that's why I picked this equipment. And then you have to do it in a global company by supporting the customer in the right way in the region, and then you have to look at the overall picture, not just German engineering. Obviously, for me personally, German engineering is very important, but at the end, it's part of a whole picture, and that's what a global company has to provide. And we always say it. Combine German engineering with Asian flexibility now in this new setup provides the best solution to Asian customer. In Americas, maybe you have to add one piece more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, gentlemen, really good insight, fascinating topic. Hope we can talk about it again, perhaps in Nuremberg in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.